Hi there, how are you, my beautiful humans, you amazing movers and shakers? This is Lesedi Ali, and welcome to my podcast. So, today's topic is, what does spirituality mean to you? In this segment, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what spirituality means to me and how it pretty much guides me or informs me in my everyday life. You know, your take on it may be different than the next person's, maybe even different from mine. And if we share some of those thoughts and views, I'm completely open to discussion. I love the build in the conversation. So let's get started. Spirituality for me isn't necessarily religious. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. What spirituality means to me is really more along the lines of that self-awareness and that relationship I have with my higher power, what we call source, God, the all. My spirituality informs me in my day-to-day and helps me through my day-to-day by helping me to kind of have like a center, a baseline, something to come back to. For example, I'm not somebody that likes to yell, and I feel like it's taking me out of my character. So I'm going to go back to what things are going on in my reality that are triggering me to yell. Is this something that I need to work on, something that I need to be more aware of, something that I need to let go of, really take that time to sit with self and, see what's going on, right? If I don't have exactly an answer or I need clarity on what that thing may be or what the next step is to take, I'm going to go pray about it. I'm going to ask for all the help I could possibly get from my ancestors or angels, higher self, higher power, whatever it is you subscribe to. For me, it's typically God, typically my ancestors, and what I might think of as my guardian angels. Also, when I'm looking at my spirituality, I look at the principle or the law of one. I always like to remind myself how we're all connected. It's all connected. It is all the one, right? It's all happening simultaneously. For these kinds of personal conversations and understandings, I lean into a lot of the metaphysical principles, right? I love to integrate this into my spirituality because it feels good. It reminds me that I'm not alone. My spiritual journey began when I was in a place that I felt extremely alone all the time. And it was to a point where I realized I was making really bad decisions from feeling like I was alone. I was allowing people to kind of just walk all over me because I felt alone. I didn't have my individuality. I was myself, but I wasn't quite myself. I have always been able to kind of mold and meld and be what people needed me to be just so that I could survive, if that makes sense. Or even what I thought I needed to be in order to survive, So, crying out to my higher power, crying out to source, and asking for help with this so that I didn't feel so depressed, suicidal, anxious, worthless. That's exactly where it brought me, was the understanding that I've never been alone this entire time, and that I could do better by tapping into that one principle. And it changed everything for me. It really has. I've been able to build on that understanding to realize that it's all collective as well, from the higher power to the angels to the self. Like, it's even those aspects of us are one. You and me, one. My past and present self, one. Past life, present life, one. The future lives that I may have, one. It really puts the power back in my hands, that I can be and do and have any and everything I want in this world. And when I find that I'm too far to the left or too far to the right, I can also lean back into my spirituality and remember, okay, wait a minute, we're too caught up, like we lost ourselves again. Okay. And you go back to your basics. I am somebody who grew up in church, and I love, 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 love my relationship with Source. Like that is a relationship I cherish, like with everything in me. And I've been through so much that the relationship has only gotten stronger, where in many cases I thought that it would actually sever that connection and that I would give up and, not have any kind of belief system at all. But the fact that I've made it through those things and I've seen miracles and I've seen ways out of no way, it really, fortifies that belief and that part of my DNA, my makeup from my ancestors, that we come from something bigger, stronger, greater than this particular vessel, So yeah. My spirituality is literally a part of who I am and who I strive to become, what I am and what I strive to become as well. I integrate it in all parts of my relationship with my children, as I am a mother, and I feel like I'm almost always gonna cry. So just get used to that. I'm an extremely emotional person. But being a mother is probably the one thing that saved my life, for sure. And I integrate my spirituality into that as well. I can see my children for who they are and not who I want them to be. And I want to do my best to make sure I cultivate the best kind of, situations for them. And when I'm not, being able to own that has been difficult, but completely something that I am able to subscribe to because of my spirituality. And I'd say that without it, it would make me a different mother, for sure. I'm not like a lot of people that I run into. I'm not like a lot of people other people run into. I stand out from the crowd in a very real way that I wasn't always accepting of, and that I was always very ashamed of in different ways. So my spirituality has always been who I am and who I've been, but it's forever this journey of unlocking all these parts and pieces and facets of my truest and best self, And if I can offer anything, in these podcasts, while you're getting to know me and, we build this community that I'm hoping to build, it's that, you're not alone. And that when you look to have these conversations or dive into some of these topics, that you have someone that gets it, because that's probably one of the biggest things that kept me quiet for a long time, and that kept me doubting myself for a long time, and shying away from my own greatness, is that I just felt like a weirdo. I really did. You don't hear, see, or move through the things that I've moved through and not think that something has to be utterly and completely wrong with your mental, okay? But we'll be able to dive into those things another time. So yeah, what is your spirituality for you? What and how does it help you move through your reality? How does it inform you? Think about these things, because I'm finding more and more that it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to really understand that aspect of yourself, as opposed to being another cut and copied print of what we think spirituality is, all this mysticism and hoodooism and crystals and pink hair, right? We've all got this general blueprint or layout that we're supposed to look like or be like or talk like. I don't fit into any of those. So maybe you don't either. Maybe you do. If you do, more power to you, right? So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Definitely tune in for the following week, maybe later on in the week. I don't know the frequency just yet, but I'll be posting. And show me some love on the shorts. I've got Instagram, TikTok as well. And you can see me for spiritual life coaching and advisory, how do you say, sessions. Okay? Well, I love you. You have a beautiful, beautiful now. All right? Namaste.